So welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. It is an absolutely beautiful day today. The sun is shining. It's about 55 degrees, warmed up quite a bit. For the last week or so, I don't think it got above freezing for probably 5 days straight, maybe. I'm not even sure, but it's a nice day today. Tomorrow, looking like a bunch of rain, but I'm going to take advantage of this nice weather today and do a little work down here at the wood yard. Specifically, I need to do a little bit of maintenance on the sawmill, and I would much rather do that on a day like today than when it's 15 or 20 degrees. But we got a lot to talk about today. Number one, it's Sunday afternoon. We put Firestarter back on the website this morning, and it sold out in 4 hours and 10 minutes. Couldn't believe it. So it's gone. We're going to try our best. No guarantees this time, but we're going to try our best to have it available again next Sunday. And a lot of people think, why don't you just have it on all the time? It's a lot of work making it and shipping it. Levi has to haul everything to the post office. We tried having them come here to pick it up, but they send this little truck. It looks like a clown car. They got to make several trips. Last time, we actually rented a U-Haul box truck because Levi, I wasn't around, and he would have had to make 10 or 12 trips in his Gladiator. So he did a 3-hour rental. It was a smart move on a box truck from U-Haul. It's just right out the road, a couple miles. Loaded everything up. You got to print all the labels. And one thing that happens too, sometimes people enter the wrong address. So he'll spend some time just fixing all that stuff, then print out all the labels, haul everything to the post office. So we had it on there 2 weeks ago, and then again this morning, and we're going to try again for next Sunday. Let's look at the dates here before I get too carried away. Don't want to get ahead of myself here. So what is today? You'll probably see this video on Tuesday, but today is the 8th of December. Yeah, so if we had it on by the 15th again next week, and you wanted to give some away as gifts, you would have it before Christmas, because we would ship Monday and Tuesday, 16th and 17th of that week, and you would have it before Christmas. So we're going to try our best to have it available again next Sunday. What else do I want to talk about? Oh, big news. I paid my traffic citation. I talked about this in a video the other day. There was a lot of comments. There was. And I got a lot of emails as well about this one. I admitted in the video, yeah, I was at fault. I did not renew the registration in my truck. And, I screwed up. It happens. And I admitted that. And I just told everyone what happened. The trooper was very professional throughout the whole traffic stop. He was not compassionate at all. That's not his job to be compassionate because, Hunter is sitting in the passenger seat. If you don't know, my son Hunter has autism, nonverbal. I'm in a parking lot trying to pick up a chicken parmesan sandwich, and Hunter is having a meltdown in the passenger seat while the trooper is giving me a ticket for the registration. And it is what it is. Like I said, I was at fault, and but I paid that ticket this week. Now, I went to the magistrate, and I asked him, I said, I heard if I go to the hearing, and I think the trooper said I might be able to get it reduced if I would, plead not guilty, go to a hearing and all that. So I asked the magistrate, I said, can we do that now? And they said, no, I had to schedule a hearing for a later date, pay a certain amount that day, and then go to the hearing and try to see if I could get it reduced or make the ticket go away. I chose just to pay it. I paid the whole fine and all the associated costs just to be done with it. And the lady completely understood why, because I was telling her, we were talking. She's a real nice lady at the magistrate's office, and she has a son with autism, and she did not know about Hunter till she asked me a few questions, and I explained what happened. And she said, I completely understand why you would want to just get this over with right now. I said, yeah, you get it. Because you don't know what's going to happen on any given day around here. You know what I mean? Like with Hunter or whatever. And I just wanted to be done with it. But a lot of people were asking why it costs so much. Well, I figured that out. On the ticket, the fine for the registration was $90. Then there's an EMS charge, $20. Then there's a $45 surcharge. Then there's just costs at $48.50. And I don't even know what this is. JCPATJ, another $33.25 for a total amount due of $236.75. So I paid that and I'm done. Now, what I want to talk about, there's a lot of controversy in the comments about this. If I had to guess, I would say about 80% of the people kind of felt the same way that I did. Number one, wasn't the trooper's job to be compassionate, but a lot of people look at tickets like this as like a money grab. And I tend to agree. And the more I think about it, the more I agree with that. And I'll tell you why. I got a lot of emails, as well as comments from current police officers, retired law enforcement people about this. And most of them, same thing, about 80% said it's kind of a BS ticket. You know what I mean? But there's a small percentage that would bring up in the email that you have a nice truck, you have all this equipment, you can afford the ticket, and it was my fault. Well, I said it was my fault, but I don't think that has anything to do with anything. So that kind of confirms to me that it is kind of a money grab, you know, because the trooper, I didn't mention this in the video. And like I said, he was real nice, but he said to me, I said, yeah, I just forgot to do it or whatever. And he said, yeah, I figured looking at your truck, you have a nice truck. I'm paraphrasing here, but looking at your truck, I figured it must be an oversight because you could afford it. And I thought that's weird. It shouldn't have anything to do with anything. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm the type of person, I just think, you know, whenever there's a high profile incident on the news, everyone always picks sides. You know, it's the cop was at fault or the person that he tased or shot was at fault or whatever. I try to look at things on a case by case basis. And a lot of the times I have discovered, in my opinion, both of them acted like idiots. You know what I mean? Like you see a guy resisting arrest or doing whatever, and then he gets something really bad happens. You know what I mean? And then half the people will say, well, the guy shouldn't have resisted arrest. Agree. I agree with that. He shouldn't have. But I also don't think that should be the end of it for that guy. You know what I mean? And so sometimes I just look at that stuff on a case by case. But police, to me, no different than anybody else. You know, that's their job. There's good ones. There's bad ones. I don't care if you're a mailman. I'll tell you what. I'll have to share this story. No, I'll tell you right now. I'm not going to tell you what store it was, but I had to pick some stuff up. And I met a guy the other day at a retail store. And, you know, it's kind of hard to find people that really care and help. And I met this kid at this store, and we had to load up a bunch of stuff. And he was the most happiest, helpful person I've ever seen in a store. And you know what I did? I don't know. I have done this before. I tipped him. He helped me load up my truck, and I tipped him. And it was a pretty big bill. You know what I mean? And it's Christmas. And I just felt like it needed to be done. You know what I mean? I don't know why, but this guy was so good. I call him a kid. He was probably 25 or 30, but he's so helpful, smile on his face, jumping around, whatever we needed. He just took care of it. And after I tipped him, he said, thanks. He just stuck it in his pocket and he went back in the store. As I'm pulling away, he's coming out of the store, chasing me across the parking lot because he thought I made a mistake by what I gave him as a tip. And he said, are you sure? Do you know what you gave me? I said, yes, I do. And I said, I appreciate it. And I told him, I said, it's hard to find people that are good at what they do and care. And you do, and have a Merry Christmas. But yeah, very, very good guy. Really good guy. But it doesn't matter what profession. There's people that are nice and friendly and can still do their job. And there's other people that it just doesn't matter. Your profession, whatever you do for a living, in my opinion, and I always say in my opinion, but your profession does not dictate what kind of person that you are. You know what I mean? I don't understand that. So I'm not on one side or the other. I look at things in a case-by-case scenario. Just glad I got my ticket taken care of. And, yeah, that'll be good. But anyway, on to the sawmill. And we're going to try to have fire starter available again next Sunday. If it rains like they say tomorrow, I'll make sure to take my truck out on the highway for a bit. Try to get some of the salt off of it. Got to clean up the rail here a little bit. Always gets rust on it down at this end because you very seldom run the head this far out. All he needs is a little ATF. Little Smiley Scrubby from the kitchen. Actually, these work better. Next up, we're going to fuel it up a little bit. This probably isn't the best way, but it doesn't really use that much fuel, but I just use a fuel jug, and I got to go get it from the fuel tank over by my truck. I was just looking down in the woods there. I don't see any deer today, but it's kind of weird. Since I got that buck on the first day here, my hunting season is over. I don't have any doe tags this year because we usually go out with the flinchlocks, and the West Virginia season, rifle season, is over as well. So I'm done hunting. Melissa and Eva still have another week here in Pennsylvania, so probably Tuesday afternoon I think they'll be going out. This is one of those shore cans. I like them. They do pour a little bit slow, especially when you're holding it up in the air like this, 5 gallon. But you don't spill much with these. And I'll fill up my spray bottle. I use this when I'm sawing pine. After each log, I'll let the blade keep turning, and I'll just hit it. A few squirts with some diesel fuel help cuts that sap off of there. Oh, and by the way, these Zep, let me show you this as soon as I spill this here. These are the only ones that diesel fuel doesn't seem to get them all jacked up. This one will keep pumping and keep spraying. The cheaper ones don't last real long. I think the diesel fuel must eat away at the seals or something, but these ones, they work good. Next up, I am due for a blade change. All right, I got the mill all lubed up, fueled up, new blade. It's all ready to go. All right, so far today, it has been a complete washout. It started raining about 4 a.m. I think it's about done right now. It's about noon. But I'm going to take this opportunity on a rain day to go down to our local township building and figure out what I can and can't do with my own property. We're going to have to see. Got some things in the works. Just trying to explore all my options. And I'm also trying to find out what they are doing with public water. There was a lot of talk about that the last couple years. I know they had surveyors out working, coming up with a plan, but I haven't heard much about it lately. So I'm trying to figure out if that's going to actually happen or not. And I'm kind of torn on that one. I don't know. I just have to figure it out. But we have been having water supply issues at the house with our well. Not real bad, and it's been an incredibly dry summer and fall. That has all changed, but we've ran out of water on several different occasions, and I'm debating on putting in a big cistern tank that my well could pump into, overnight, off-peak hours, things like that. And, I'm going to have around $4,000 or $5,000 wrapped up into that. So then I think if they are going to bring out public water, I like exploring all my options, Now, here where I live in Pennsylvania, if you want to do anything, your first stop is normally the Township building, or that's your first phone call. But I'm not sure if all states do it the same way. We've kind of a weird setup here. So, you've got federal government, you've got state government, you've got county government, and local government. And local government could be a town, or it could be a township. I don't live in a town. I live in a township, but I have a town's address. I don't know. There's a lot of overlap, Like the township, they plow and salt township roads. The state, they plow and salt state roads. Yet, to get from one to the other, in other words, a township truck may drive 3 miles down a state road and not plow it because it's a state road to get to a township road, and vice versa. A state truck may be running on township roads, which they don't plow, to get to state roads. It's pretty inefficient. It is, in my opinion. But, plus you've got basically 4 levels of taxation. You've got federal, state, county, township. 4 different. Plus our police, now that you think about it, we've got state troopers, we've got county sheriffs, we've got township police, and we have local police. But here in Pennsylvania, the sheriffs, I think they work more for like the court system or something, because like in Pennsylvania, sheriff's deputies don't patrol highways, and I don't know if they really go out on calls or anything. I don't think they do. I think it's all mostly with the courts. So, a lot of overlap, But like I said, first stop is the township to figure out what you can and can't do with your own property. All right, just got back to the house here and got some good news all the way around. The guy at the township, I spoke with the township manager. He was very helpful, but he gave me an answer on the public water. It looks as though it's going to be late summer. We should have it here. So Melissa and I need to decide what we want to do as far as a cistern tank go. One thing that helped out our water consumption quite a bit, our washing machine was giving us fits. I think it was a GE, and constantly breaking. We were limping that thing, back to life, and we finally had enough, and I bought a new Speed Queen. Only way to go. And it seems to use less water. And when that Speed Queen, when it spins, the clothes are almost dry when it's done. But our old washing machine, what was happening, it would wash all the clothes and then just start filling again on its own. And we messed around with that thing, and we were using way more water than what we needed. A couple times we lost, we didn't have enough water. It was a direct result of that washing machine. So that's replaced. I think we'll be all right. You just can't, when you have well water like we do here, it's not like you can wash a car, do a load of laundry, and 2 people get a shower all within an hour. It's not going to happen. You will run out of water. So constant battle with that. We don't have that problem at the building here because I have that big 4,000 gallon cistern tank. And that's what I was thinking about doing for the house, but we'll just have to decide and see. And I also got some information on what we are allowed to do here. Like I said, I have a lot of things up in the air. We're debating on what to do. People have been asking why I haven't poured the floor under the pavilion. It's because we are considering another building, and just kind of leave that one as the way it is. So I got all the answers I needed. We are zoned rural residential. That's a tough word for me to say. Rural, R-U-R-A-L. But that's what we're zoned here. But you can still have a business here. I mean, you can't have like a retail location. You can only have, I think, 2 employees max. All the information I got is good for us. I'll just put it that way for now. So we'll figure out what we're doing, and you guys will be the first to know whenever we commit to something. But yeah, I think another building is in order for everything that we do here. And we'll just have to see. So I'm back down here at the wood yard now. The rain just won't seem to quit. It's not raining real hard, but it's just enough to make a mess. Sometime in the next day or two, I'm going to get back to work on the little building I'm building out by the clearing. I haven't done much with it. It's either been super cold or raining like this. But I'm just down here kind of organizing some things and getting ready. We'll be sawing some more red pine for that here in the near future. But yeah, had a good visit at the Township building. We have some options. I always struggle with that, you know, what you are allowed to do on your own property. And I know different areas, everything's different. Just around here, you move a few miles down the road, you could be in a housing plan with an HOA. Literally everything I do would not be allowed in an HOA. Everything. I just wouldn't fit in there. Some people like it. I do not. I like the freedom to be able to do whatever you want on your own property. I don't know where the best and worst places are as far as that kind of stuff goes. I know I like West Virginia a lot. I do. West Virginia, plus property taxes are a lot less in West Virginia than they are here where we live. But like the county I'm in is north of Pittsburgh. We're not in the same county as Pittsburgh. If you go one county farther south, property taxes are probably another 30 or 40% compared to what we pay here, you know? And I think it's pretty high right here, so I couldn't imagine living down that way. But let me know what it's like, you know, where you guys live. If you're allowed to use your property the way you want, what property taxes are like. I'm just curious. That affects everybody, you know? But anyway, oh, one more thing before I wrap this up. If you are local and you're looking to get some fire starter, you can go to Dambaugh Lumber down in Harmony. They have some in stock right now. They just picked some up the other day. So you can get it there, and we will have it available again this coming Sunday, 8 a.m. Eastern. And that will definitely be it before Christmas. And if you order it that day, you'll be able to get it for Christmas if you want to hand some out as gifts or if you're using it for yourself. But it's a great product. It is, and everybody loves it. Have not seen a single complaint. Literally hundreds and hundreds of positive reviews. But enough about that. Appreciate y'all being here. Catch you on the next one.